Welcome to today's news. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Here are the latest trending news stories from across the globe. Let's dive into today's top headlines. Biden commutes sentences of 37 federal death row inmates. President Biden achieves milestone in federal judge diversity. House report says Matt Gaetz paid for sex and broke state laws. Trump dismisses Elon Musk's growing role in Republican politics. Ex-DC police officer convicted for leaking information to Proud Boys leader. Winter Park Ski Resort rescues 174 riders stuck on lift for hours. Governor Hochul announces record donations for holiday drive to help underserved communities in New York. Bangladesh Victory Day celebrated by the Bangladesh Consulate General in New York. Legendary crocodile from Crocodile Dundee bird dies at over 90. Dozens of Liberal MPs call for Trudeau's resignation amid growing crisis. Over 1,000 North Korean soldiers killed or wounded in Russia-Ukraine war. And new FIFA transfer rules set after Dara's court victory. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Joe Biden announced the commutation of sentences for 37 out of 40 federal death row inmates. Their sentences have been changed to life imprisonment without parole. The decision was revealed on December 24th and excluded three inmates: the Tree of Life synagogue shooter, the Mother Emanuel Church shooter, and the Boston Marathon bomber. Biden said his decision aligns with the federal execution moratorium he introduced in 2021. He stated, "I cannot allow executions to resume under a new administration when I have worked to halt them." He emphasized that this change excludes cases involving terrorism or hate-fueled mass murders. Biden acknowledged the suffering of victims' families, calling the crimes despicable, but reiterated his stance against the death penalty based on his experience in public service. The American Civil Liberties Union praised Biden's decision, calling it a historic move toward ending capital punishment in the United States. President-elect Donald Trump has stated he will reinstate federal executions and consider expanding the death penalty for certain crimes after taking office. The debate over capital punishment is expected to intensify in the coming months. President Joe Biden has appointed more black federal judges than any other U.S. president, setting a historic record. Biden has appointed 63 black federal judges, surpassing the previous record of 62 set by Presidents Obama and Clinton. This includes 40 black women, the highest number appointed by a single president. Recently, the Senate confirmed Benjamin Cheeks as a federal judge, for the Southern District of California, marking another milestone in Biden's judicial appointments. White House data shows that 60% of Biden's 235 judicial appointees are people of color, reflecting his commitment to diversity. Biden also made history by appointing Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first black woman to the U.S. Supreme Court. His administration has focused on including judges with diverse professional and demographic backgrounds, such as former public defenders and civil rights lawyers. Experts have praised Biden's efforts, saying these appointments will strengthen public trust in the judiciary and ensure fair decisions on key issues like voting rights and abortion. Senate Democrats have pledged to confirm as many of Biden's nominees as possible before the new administration takes office. A House Ethics Committee report released recently accused former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz of paying women for sex, including a 17-year-old girl, and using illegal drugs, some from his Capitol Hill office. The investigation found he violated multiple state laws related to sexual misconduct while in office. The report stated Gaetz paid over $90,000 to 12 women from 2017 to 2020, likely linked to sexual activity or drug use. Witnesses testified about drug-fueled parties and trips, including a 2018 Bahamas visit where Gaetz allegedly took ecstasy and engaged in sexual activities. One woman claimed she felt violated after such events. The committee also accused Gaetz of using fake emails to buy drugs and providing false travel documents for a woman he was involved with. He denied having sex with a minor and stated his behavior from earlier years was embarrassing but not criminal. Gaetz resigned from Congress in November and filed a lawsuit to stop the report's release. Despite the controversies, he recently hinted at a political comeback. The findings mark the end of his controversial time in Congress. Donald Trump dismissed concerns about Elon Musk's influence in Republican politics, assuring supporters that the tech billionaire would not overshadow his leadership as the incoming president. Speaking at a conservative conference in Phoenix, Trump said Musk could not become president, pointing out he was not born in the U.S. The remarks followed Musk's active involvement in opposing a recent government funding bill. Musk's criticism of the bill on social media reportedly influenced Republican opposition, leading to the creation of a smaller alternative measure. Some Democrats accused Musk of acting to protect Tesla's Shanghai factory by opposing provisions targeting Chinese investments. Despite Musk's support for Trump's campaign and his appointment to co-lead a new office aimed at reducing government inefficiencies, concerns have grown about potential conflicts of interest given Musk's business ventures. Political observers suggested Trump's alliance with Musk might weaken over time, as has happened with other prominent supporters. Tensions could also rise over issues like the war in Ukraine, where Musk's Starlink service plays a vital role. Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., downplayed any disagreements, accusing the media of trying to disrupt Trump and Musk's relationship. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feast. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. A retired Washington, D.C. police officer, Shane Lamont, was convicted of lying about leaking confidential police information to Enrique Tarrio, the former leader of the far-right Proud Boys. U.S. District Judge Amy Berman Jackson found Lamont guilty of obstruction of justice and making false statements after a non-jury trial. Lamont, who supervised the intelligence branch of the police department's Homeland Security Bureau, was accused of leaking details to Tarrio, including updates about an investigation into the burning of a Black Lives Matter banner in December 2020. Evidence showed Lamont warned Tarrio about an arrest warrant and shared real-time updates on police investigations. During the trial, both Lamont and Tarrio denied exchanging sensitive information, but the judge found their testimonies unreliable. Messages between the two revealed a pattern of Lamont sharing information, which Tarrio quickly disseminated. Tarrio eventually pleaded guilty to burning the banner and was sentenced to 22 years in prison for his role in the January 6 Capitol attack. Lamont, 48 years old, retired in May 2023 after 23 years of service. His sentencing is scheduled for April 3, 2025. His lawyer stated it was unclear if an appeal would be filed. 174 people were rescued by ropes after being stranded for hours on a ski-lift gondola at Winter Park Resort in Colorado. The gondola stopped automatically around noon due to a system malfunction, according to the resort. Winter Park Ski Patrol carried out the rope rescues, helping each rider rappel down safely. One rider, Taylor Scotland, said she spent 4 hours stuck in a gondola with 7 others before being guided to rappel down. I was pretty scared, but they instructed as well, she shared. Alexei Dmitriev, another rider, shared videos on TikTok showing the rescue process, including patrol members lowering equipment and safely guiding children and adults to the ground. No injuries were reported, and the resort confirmed that other lifts remained operational. Repairs to the gondola system began the same day, with a broken part replaced on December 24. The lift will reopen after thorough testing and inspection by the Colorado Tramway Safety Board. Governor Kathy Hochul recently announced the completion of New York's annual holiday donation drive, which collected 6,200 items for families in need across the state. The drive gathered new unwrapped toys, gently used coats, and school supplies to support community-based organizations during the holiday season. Governor Hochul expressed her gratitude for the generosity of New Yorkers who donated to the cause, helping spread joy to families in need. Office of General Services Commissioner Jeanette Moy also thanked donors for their contributions, noting that these gifts would brighten spirits across the state. Donations were collected at drop-off locations and shipped to the Empire State Plaza. The Compassion Coalition, based in Utica, contributed over 2,100 toys and 172 coats. In partnership with local groups, 18 holiday events were held across New York's regions to distribute the donations. These efforts will continue to support underserved communities during the festive season. The Bangladesh Consulate General in New York organized a solemn ceremony to commemorate the Great Victory Day. According to a report by Mujahidul Islam from Millennium TV US and Millennium News 24, the event was attended by prominent community leaders, freedom fighters, and members of various communities. Notable attendees included Attorney Moin Chowdhury, Dr. Mujibur Rahman, Anisuzzaman Khokon, former MP and media personality, along with other distinguished guests. Speeches were delivered by Moin Chowdhury, Anisuzzaman Khokon, Dr. Mujibur Rahman, Abdur Rahman Abdur Rauf, and Jacob Milton. Consul General MD Najmul Huda and Deputy Consul General Mr. Najmul Hassan also addressed the gathering. In his speech, Consul General MD Najmul Huda reaffirmed his commitment to advancing consular services with the active involvement of the community. He pledged to work hand in hand with community leaders for the betterment of the diaspora and the progress of the nation. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Bert, the famous crocodile from the hit movie Crocodile Dundee, passed away at over 90 years old. The news was shared on social media by Crocosaurus Cove, the Australian crocodile park where Bert lived in his later years. He had been a star of the 1986 film alongside Paul Hogan playing the fearless Crocodile Dundee. Bert became known for his role in the film, especially for the memorable scene in which he attacked an American reporter played by Linda Kozlowski. The film's success led to 2 sequels, and Bert became a symbol of Australia's wild beauty and wildlife. Captured in the 1980s, Bert spent his final years at Crocosaurus Cove, where he became a key figure in crocodile education. Visitors were impressed by his size and presence, particularly at feeding time. The park plans to honor Bert with a commemorative sign to celebrate his life and legacy. A growing number of MPs from Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party have called for the Canadian Prime Minister to step down after the resignation of his deputy Chrystia Freeland last week. Reports revealed that 51 Ontario Liberal MPs met virtually and agreed that Trudeau's leadership should end. Ontario, with the largest number of Liberal MPs, shows significant loss of support for Trudeau within the party. Since Freeland's resignation on December 16, 21 Liberal MPs have publicly demanded Trudeau's resignation. Her departure due to disagreements over Trudeau's handling of trade issues with Donald Trump added to the crisis. The New Democratic Party also pulled its support, putting Trudeau's minority government in jeopardy. If the NDP moves forward with their plan to remove Trudeau in January, a spring election may be triggered. Meanwhile, Freeland's resignation letter suggests she could be preparing to run for Liberal leader in the future. More than 1,100 North Korean soldiers have been killed or injured in Russia's ongoing war with Ukraine, according to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff. The casualties come after North Korean troops were sent to assist Russian forces in the conflict, including in areas like the Kursk border region. The JCS also reported that North Korea may be preparing to send more troops to support Russia's military efforts. In addition to personnel, Pyongyang is believed to be supplying Russia with self-destructing drones, rocket launchers, and artillery. These contributions are part of North Korea's broader plan to modernize its military through combat experience in the war. Intelligence suggests that Russia may offer North Korea reciprocal benefits in exchange for its military assistance, including the modernization of North Korea's weapons. South Korea has expressed concern that this support could increase the military threat from North Korea in the future. Let's have a look on today's sports story. FIFA announced a new interim regulatory framework for player transfers after a recent ruling by the European Court of Justice in the Lassana Dara case. The changes come ahead of the January transfer market and follow consultations with key stakeholders. These amendments address compensation for breach of contract, inducement, and international transfer certificates, aiming to ensure clarity and stability for upcoming registration periods. The ECJ ruling in October found that FIFA's transfer rules violated EU laws on freedom of movement. The case involved Diarra, who had his contract with Lokomotiv Moscow terminated in 2014. FIFA had ordered Diarra to pay a fine of 10 million euros to the Russian club, a decision upheld by the Court of Arbitration for Sport. The ECJ determined that FIFA's rules limited free movement and competition between clubs. FIFA's new interim rules apply immediately but will not affect ongoing discussions on long-term transfer system changes. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 19,207.11. The NYSE Composite is increased by 87.67 points or 0.46%. Tokyo stock close price is 39,161.34. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 459.44 points or 1.19%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,351.26. The Shanghai index is decreased by 16.81 points or 0.50%. Hong Kong stock close price is 19,883.13. The Hang Seng index is increased by 162.43 points or 0.82%. Bombay stock close price is 78,540.17. The Sensex index is increased by 498.58 points or 0.64%. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Biden commutes sentences of 37 federal death row inmates. President Biden achieves a milestone in federal judge diversity. House report says Matt Gaetz paid for sex and broke state laws. Trump dismisses Elon Musk's growing role in Republican politics. Ex-DC police officer convicted for leaking information to Proud Boys leader. Winter Park Ski Resort rescues 174 riders stuck on lift for hours. Governor Hochul announces record donations for holiday drive to help underserved communities in New York. Bangladesh Victory Day celebrated by the Bangladesh Consulate General in New York. Legendary crocodile from Crocodile Dundee bird dies at over 90. Dozens of Liberal MPs call for Trudeau's resignation amid growing crisis. Over 1,000 North Korean soldiers killed or wounded in Russia-Ukraine war. And new FIFA transfer rules set after Dara's court victory. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel, and visit our websites. Our website address are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all LED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.